Quavo, Takeoff, they was down here with y'all. But they seen you walking by. He's laying on the ground. You got Mike bending down, and they seen you walking by. What took place there?
It's the crazy thing about that video, right? It's
problem, Jay Prince, and I'm gonna tell you like this: if you're 60 years old and you're trying to be a street nigga, you failed. You failed.
Man, yeah, man. We got a little bit straightening going on.
This ain't your average rap beef. This is straight up battle. It's been brewing behind the scenes for way too long, and now everything just blew wide open. Mase came out swinging, dropping a secret phone call between Jay Prince and Takeoff that nobody ever thought would see the light of day. Prince is spiraling right now, snapping on everyone, tossing threats, and trying to patch up his image like his whole empire's about to crumble. But that's not even the wildest part. Mase didn't back down one bit. He clapped right back, calling Prince out on the same shady rumors the street's been whispering for years, stuff nobody ever dared to say in public until now. And just like that, chaos hit the fan. The streets are still begging for real answers about what really went down that night in Houston. That missing footage still got people side-eyeing the situation, witnesses going ghost, and two names keep circling back: Jay Prince Jr. and DJ Pat. Now, with that private call out for everyone to hear, the whole narrative just flipped upside down. But here's the real jaw-dropper. If Mase's claims check out, Prince might not just be guilty of bad PR, he could be hiding something way darker. And trust me, before this is done, I'm showing everything. Leaked audio, witness tweets, podcast clips, even whispers about bail money cover-ups. This ain't random gossip. This is real industry smoke. The media's losing its mind right now, straight up calling Jay Prince a fake community leader, a cartel-style fixer, and even whispering that he's got blood on his hands. It's wild out here. This isn't some harmless YouTube beef. This feels like it ties straight into Takeoff's final hours. Those mob ties connections got everyone talking, and Prince is clearly panicking now that the wrong person is speaking up. See, Mase had been chilling in the cut for a while, staying low-key. But once Prince started throwing slick shots on the $1 million worth of game podcast, man, that's when everything snapped.
Another thing, when you're dealing with older people, they're the last to know that things have changed. We not your little like the way you talking. I don't get what you mean. We're not your little. It's like
Mase and Cameron had kept their mouths shut about what really went down in Houston for months. But that silence ended the moment Prince stepped out of bounds. Mase said he'd heard a private call, one that allegedly went down just hours before the tragedy, between Jay Prince and Takeoff. And according to him, that call wasn't calm or brotherly at all. It was tense. Prince was supposedly pressing Takeoff about loyalty and control, and it didn't sound like no heart-to-heart. It sounded like pressure. No respect. No chill. Just straight dominance. Mase didn't hold back either. He said Prince had been working shady behind the scenes, trying to twist the story and control the narrative. But when Takeoff stopped going along with the plan, everything went sideways fast. And that's exactly what's got people out here losing their minds right now. That so-called private call supposedly went down the same night Takeoff lost his life outside that Houston bowling alley. A dice game gone wrong, an argument, then gunfire, and just like that, the world lost Takeoff at only 28 years old. The timing is way too close for comfort, and fans can't just brush it off anymore. When Mase dropped that bombshell, Jay Prince lost it completely. He hit the internet throwing slick threats, acting defensive, and doubling down on his old comments where he shaded Offset for not being around when Takeoff needed him most. You remember that clip? Prince saying, "You wasn't really there with Takeoff when he was alive. You wasn't right there with Takeoff when he was alive." You know what I mean? He said it more than once, like he wanted that message to sting. That one line alone reignited the whole Offset verses. Prince feud, and you already know Cardi B wasn't gonna stay quiet. She stepped in, riding for her man hard, turning this into a full-blown battle online. But now, with Mase leaking that private call, Prince is scrambling to clean up his image. And it's way too late for that. The damage is done. The streets are talking, and nobody's letting the silence slide this time. One fan on X summed it up perfectly. Nobody respects J. Prince after Takeoff was gone on his watch.
You wasn't really right there with Takeoff when he was alive. You know what I mean?
That comment hit deep. Ever since then, people been side-eyeing the whole mob ties movement, wondering what's really happening behind those curtains. Then came the twist that had everyone's jaw on the floor. Patrick Xavier Clark, better known as DJ Pat, got arrested for the shooting. But from the start, something just didn't add up. This man posted a $1 million bond and walked out of jail like it was a regular Tuesday. Way too smooth, way too quick. Almost like somebody powerful made sure he didn't stay locked up too long. And then came the part that sent shockwaves across social media. People started saying J. Prince himself walked right past Takeoff's body and allegedly said, "Call that. Don't ask me none about that." That line alone had everyone losing their minds online. Things only got messier when reports surfaced that J. Prince Jr. supposedly asked to have his name removed from DJ Pat's bond paperwork. Now, why would you do that unless you're trying to erase any trace linking you to the situation? Let's be real. That move looked shady. They were all there that night, so trying to scrub your name out just screams desperation. Now the whole internet's watching every move like hawks, and it's not even just about DJ Pat anymore. Remember Cameron Joshua, also known as Lil Cam Fifth? He got picked up right after Takeoff's pass for illegal weapon charges. And guess what? He's connected to mob ties too. These same dudes tied to J. Prince Jr. keep popping up right in the middle of chaos, and people are finally noticing the pattern. Mob Ties keeps trying to play the victim, but the streets ain't buying that act anymore, especially after what went down with Duke the Jeweler. Everyone saw the warning signs loud and clear. That whole Duke the Jeweler situation still haunts people. He flew into Houston, checked in with Mob Ties, joined a dice game, and never made it back home. Same setup, same silence, same story. And once again, J. Prince's name started floating around the rumor mill. That video of him telling his shotgun man to fall back looked way too organized. Like this wasn't their first time running a scene like that. It's starting to look like a pattern for real. Invite high-profile artists to Houston, make them check in with Mob Ties, hit up a dice game, tensions rise, security freezes, and someone always ends up hurt. Then right after, J. Prince hops online posting deep quotes about grief and loyalty like it's poetry hour. Grief is the price of love. Man, please, miss us with the PR talk. Where was all that wisdom when blood was on the pavement? And let's be honest, not one of the princes showed up to Takeoff's funeral. You telling me that's not suspicious? The streets caught that instantly. People are saying they stayed away because they already knew too much about what went down that night. Then J. Prince Jr. had the nerve to tweet, "Don't wear jewelry around vultures." Like, seriously? If your guests ain't safe, why invite them to that kind of mess in the first place? Why not warn Quavo and Takeoff when things started getting heated? If your so-called check-in system can't even protect the very people trusting you with their safety, then what's the point of it at all? Word on the street is that Quavo was straight up arguing with J. Prince Jr. right before those shots went off. And now new clips are surfacing showing Prince acting unbothered. Like his name ain't all over the situation, like Takeoff didn't just lose his life under his crew's watch. The calmness in those videos rubbed everyone the wrong way. Too relaxed, too detached, like he already knew how this would play out. Then came the breaking point. After Prince threw that slick shade on $1 million worth of game, Mase snapped for real. He didn't just defend himself, he obliterated Prince's whole image live and raw. Mase said loud and clear, "We are not your little..." Taking a direct shot at the power moves Prince been pulling for decades. The way Mase said it, that wasn't just a rant, that was a message. A declaration from everyone sick of feeling controlled by that so-called check-in system that's been running hip-hop politics for years. Prince been running these streets for decades, no doubt, but this time the silence didn't save him. Cameron co-signed everything Mase said. He didn't interrupt, didn't flinch, didn't argue, just sat back and let Mase cook. And that alone spoke volumes, because Cam usually keeps it calm and calculated. Now fans are convinced Mase had that leaked call tucked away, just waiting for the right moment to drop it like a bomb. And when Prince slipped up, Mase hit play and let the chaos unfold. While the drama exploded online, Offset tried staying quiet until Jay Prince decided to drag his name, hinting he was never really there for Takeoff. That's when Offset lost it. He clapped back hard, and right behind him came Cardi B, making it loud and clear they ain't scared of mob ties one bit. And let's be real, Cardi B doesn't throw empty threats. When she spoke up, that's when everyone realized this wasn't just music politics anymore. This was bigger. Jay Prince was getting checked in real time by one of the biggest celebrity power couples on the planet, right in front of millions of eyes. His street credibility started cracking fast, and the real ones out here noticed something subtle but major. Big names in the industry started quietly backing away from Prince. First one to dip? Drake. Remember when Drake used to shout out mob ties in every other post? He was reposting, name-dropping, showing love all the time. But lately, silence. Not a word, not a like, not even a hint that they're still cool. And that's wild when you think about it. Because Jazz Prince is literally the reason Drake even got his shot with Lil Wayne and Young Money in the first place. But ever since Takeoff's passing, Drake's been ghosting Jay Prince Jr. completely. No collabs, no mentions, nothing. And he's not the only one. Word on the street is that Jay-Z stopped picking up any mob ties peace calls since early 2023. And you know Jay, he's not the type to argue online or make statements. He just cuts communication cold. And it makes sense. These guys aren't just rappers, they're brands, billion-dollar empires tied to corporate money. They're not about to risk their image or their bags getting tied up in a scandal that's circling whispers of investigations and shady street rumors, especially not when the name Takeoff is still echoing through the headlines. Now Mase is out here spilling private conversations, and that quiet, mysterious image Jay Prince used to flex, it's blowing up right in his face. For years, the whole reason mob ties carried weight was because of that so-called check-in system. You pull up to Houston, link with Jay Prince Jr., and supposedly you're under his protection. Safe in the city, right? But now that illusion's collapsing fast. Look at the pattern. Duke the Jeweler checked in, gone. Takeoff checked in, gone. And fans online are straight up asking, who's next? That's the part that's got everyone shook. The same guys demanding respect can't even protect the ones putting their trust in them. Even West Coast artists have started calling it out, saying the whole check-in game is nothing more than a trap, a power play used by self-proclaimed gatekeepers to make themselves look bigger than they really are. And when Mase finally said what everyone else was whispering, that Jay Prince is basically a wannabe mob boss, the internet couldn't unsee it anymore. That's when the entire narrative flipped. But here's where things get real dark. The witnesses. The night Takeoff was eliminated, there were over 40 people outside 810 Billiards and bowling. We've all seen the clips, the chaos, the panic. So how come there isn't more footage? How come no new statements? Word is, some of those witnesses got pressured into silence. People online are claiming mob ties might have paid folks off, wiped phone data, and even deleted video evidence, all to make DJ Pat take the full blame by himself. And here's the craziest theory that's catching fire right now. Jay Prince Jr. might not just be covering his tracks. He could be sitting on information that changes everything. Turns out the argument that night wasn't even between Takeoff and Jay Prince Jr. It was between Quavo and Prince. Takeoff wasn't even involved. But he's the one who ended up getting hit. Now everyone's asking the same chilling question. Was it a tragic accident, or was it a warning that went way too far?
Tell you another thing, when you're dealing with older people, they're the last to know that things have changed. We not your little Like the way you talking, I don't get what you mean. We're not your little.
Here's where things get wild. Insiders close to Mase and Cameron's circle are whispering that the alleged call between Jay Prince and Takeoff might have actually been recorded. Whether someone hit record by mistake or did it on purpose, that audio could be sitting locked up in a vault right now. And rumor has it, Mase and Cam are holding it close, ready to use it if Prince tries to pull any slick moves. If that tape ever leaks, it could blow the lid off this whole situation. What did Prince really say on that call? Did he threaten Takeoff? Was he trying to pressure him into something he didn't agree with? That's the question everyone's dying to know. And the streets believe that audio could expose everything Jay Prince has been trying to keep buried. And let's not forget, this is Mase. The same man who walked away from Diddy, stood up to the entire industry, and came back swinging harder than ever. If that recording ever goes public, it's game over for Prince's whole image. No more mystique, no more mob ties myth, just a man whose empire might crumble under his own words. And here's the kicker. The feds have been watching everything. This isn't just rap fans gossiping on social media anymore. Every time Prince or his sons hop online talking slick, someone in a suit is taking notes. With the kind of evidence floating around now, those ears in high places are listening real close. 'Cause RICO laws don't care about legends or street fame, they care about patterns. Witness tampering, intimidation, organized crimes, that's where things get deadly serious. When you've got names like Offset, Cameron, and Mase, plus a whole army of fans, all pointing fingers and saying you've got blood on your hands, there's no label, no city, no connection that can save you. Those check-ins everyone used to brag about, they don't mean a thing once your name hits that paperwork. The streets talk, and this time, they're not protecting anybody. But through all this madness, it's important to remember who this is really about. Takeoff, the quiet genius of Migos. The one who never chased clout, never got caught up in beef, and only cared about music, family, and peace. The fact that his life ended behind a dice game surrounded by people who claim to love him. That's the part that still breaks hearts everywhere. Jay Prince posted his condolences on Instagram, writing, "Grief is the price of love." But let's keep it real. Nobody wants to hear poetic lines when blood got spilled on your watch and you walked away like nothing happened. The streets don't want quotes, PR spins, or cryptic podcast talk. They want truth. They want answers. What Mase did wasn't just a comeback, it was a full-on exposure. He kicked that door wide open and showed that the fear surrounding Jay Prince is starting to crumble piece by piece. The real ones ain't scared anymore. They're done staying quiet while the same names keep popping up in the shadows. And if Prince keeps trying to twist the story, he might lose everything he built. From leaked calls to federal eyes watching, artists cutting ties, and witnesses disappearing, this storm's only getting bigger. Prince snapped, Mase clapped back. And now the entire world's tuned in, waiting to see what happens next. So let's talk about it in the comments. I want to see what you think. Drop those fire emojis if you're locked in, and let's keep this conversation lit. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss a single update. 'Cause trust me, what's coming next? It's about to get way crazier than this. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it.